Hello and welcome to Arnie Review, where today we are reviewing Space Jam: A New Legacy. Wait, who's in charge here? Why is Arnie reviewing this crap? So Space Jam: A New Legacy is a sequel to Space Jam from 1996. Now I used Google to look up Space Jam. I didn't know what it was. So supposedly it was with Michael Jordan. It's about playing basketball. It's supposed to be a comedy with little animals. The problem is that it was seen like a giant commercial for Nike and for the brand of Michael Jordan. Well, if the goal was to take that to another level and use LeBron James to do more commercials, well, this was then perfectly done. When watching this movie, I wasn't sure if I was watching a movie, a cartoon, whether it was an infomercial, a commercial, whether this was like a YouTube ad, because all I saw were product placements for ARP, for Nike, and everything that Warner Brothers owns. Everything from Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, Justice League, you name it. If Warner Brothers made it, they stopped by. They even had Michael Jordan, but not Michael A. Jordan. They had Michael B. Jordan, the movie star, which is supposed to be hilarious. The problem, like most of the movie, it was not very funny. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's look at some of the positives of this movie. Now, I will say the animation overall was quite wonderful. I did not mind this. It was very pretty. It looked better than the 1996 one. So it looked very good from that perspective. Also, the voices of the little animals seemed appropriate and accurate. Okay, I think I may be done with all the good things. So let's talk about the movie more. The main problem with this movie is LeBron himself. That is one of the problems. So LeBron, unfortunately, is not a very good actor. Very much like reminded me of watching Hercules in New York. Except I think Hercules in New York maybe had better acting. The other shocking problem I had is LeBron, for most of the movie, he kind of looked and came off like an asshole. He was not a very good father figure at all for his son. Was not very supportive. His son was brilliant. He made a video game. And all he could talk about is basketball. Why are you not playing the basketball? So the problem here is, if you are from Los Angeles and you're a fan of LeBron, then it might be cringeworthy at best. What is good for everybody else that hates the LeBron, this is a perfect example to hate on him some more, because he is not a good actor. And at least you could have made him a little more sympathetic. People like him a little more. But now he's a jerk to the very end, and at the very, very end, he turns around and tries to be very kind of fatherly and supportive, but you gotta wait through almost 2 hours of this movie that drags on and on. So the premise of this movie is that Warner Brothers has this algorithm, main character, bad guy, that gets this wonderful idea that he wants to utilize LeBron's popularity to make his new Warner Brothers system even more popular, and wants to include LeBron in Game of Thrones and Harry Potter and all the shows, and LeBron does not like this. He makes fun of it, and this gets the algorithm really, really upset. Now it's even during this early parts of the movie, you're gonna see the countless of pointless cameos. You see that Warner Brothers executives are being played like Stella Silverman and that one guy that got his head smashed in on Walking Dead by Negan. And they're like executives and just totally pointless. Why are you even there? I guess they're just trying to throw as many names that are famous into the movie, and maybe somebody will find it funny or want to see it. In fact, Sarah Silverman doesn't say anything funny at all. Supposedly, I think she's supposed to be funny, but she says nothing funny. So the algorithm goes and kidnaps LeBron as well as his son and aims to turn them against each other. He talks to the son and says, "Oh, let's do this game against LeBron and let's beat him." And basically says, "You have all these great ideas, etc." So this is where you get all these male and female basketball stars, and they, like the first Space Jam, they get brought into it, and they're gonna go and play this basketball game. The problem now is that it's not much of a basketball game. No, I don't watch that much basketball, but I understand how basketball works. And this is more like NBA Jam on steroids, but even more ridiculous because some of this has nothing to do with basketball. Now remember, as we're trying to go to the semblance of a story, you're going to be constantly having Warner Brother elements like Nike and even Rick and Morty. I didn't even know Rick and Morty was associated with Warner Brothers. Maybe they paid them, I don't know. But you got, again, like the Justice League's coming up. You got Austin Powers from... Anybody has seen anything Austin Powers in 20 years? I don't know, but it was shoved down our throats for some reason. Now, the one thing I kind of almost ironically thought was funny is that this movie was very, very self-aware, almost like the Deadpool, yeah? So it knows it has problems. The characters that would have made sense, like Superman and Batman, they pissed them off, and they want nothing to do with the actual basketball team. So LeBron is complaining, oh, this is great, this is wonderful, we can get King Kong to join, we can have all these big names. And then Bugs Bunny's like, oh, you might need to keep your expectations realistic. We're probably not going to be able to get those. And like, wink, wink. So that made sense to me as a viewer, but come on, it makes no sense. If you wanted to really utilize this, having those, like the Aquaman, etc., it would be so much more exciting. But then it wouldn't be the Space Jam. At the same time, maybe then this movie would have been a little bit better. What makes it worse is the actual basketball game that takes a long time in the movie. Again, does not make very much sense at all. The bad guys score like almost 1,000 points in the first half. Then things turn around, and the good guys, they score in one quarter about 1,000 points. And then in the last quarter, they score like 4 points. Nonsensical completely. And they talk about these style points, etc. There's even Porky Pig that gets a couple 100 points for a rap battle. Like, what does a rap battle have to do anything with basketball? It went completely off the rail. And if it was funny, if it made me go ha 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 ha, it'd be better. But I didn't ha ha at all. And as I mentioned, this movie goes on and on and on. It is so very long. This movie could have been maybe 60, 75, maybe 90 minutes. But the runtime is almost 2 hours. It is way too long. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the review, the movie is very self-aware. And early in the movie, LeBron says, athletes and acting never go well. And I fully agree in this case. This movie receives 3 out of 7 Mr. Olympia trophies. Save your time, save your money, see something else with the kids that is a little better, a little funnier, maybe a little shorter. Now, hope you enjoy this Arnie Reviews. If you do, make sure to slam that like, subscribe, and don't forget to crash that little notification bell so you know when the next video are coming. And if there's a specific movie you'd like for me to review, please let know in the comments below. I greatly value your feedback. See you in the next Arnie Reviews.